Hello, Jeff Green here again, and I had a lot of questions asking me how I find stocks for profitable swing trading. And I can show you where to get the stocks that I'm looking at. I'm also going to put up some additional videos on how you can use my strategies to find them yourself. But for now, I'm just going to show you where you can find the stocks that I'm looking at that may benefit you also. So what you need to do is you need to go to my website, which is called profitableswingtrading.com. There's the URL right there. And on this front page, what you're going to find is an immediate sort of stock timing analysis. Let me just jump to that. This is a graphic from early 2024 showing you how this system works. So if you want to view today's update, you just click on this button. You have to be logged in to see this, but it's all free if you just want to log in. So this shows a little pullback around the middle of March, and that actually was a great buying opportunity right there. This is the daily index market trend, and there's the weekly. Scroll down a little bit more, and you can see going back. I think this goes back like 2 years, no, 3 months. If you want 2 years worth of data, just email me. But let me go back to where you can find these stocks that I'm looking at. So in this situation, I'm going to talk about stocks that came up on my hot stocks of the list day. So if you just want to click there, and then you'll find two columns. The column as the left is S&P 500 list. These are stocks that just are in the S&P 500. You can click this button here and find out what the criteria is. I'm not going to do that, but you can feel free to do that. This is S&P 500 stocks. And over here is stocks outside the S&P. There's a little bit different criteria, and you can find out what that is by clicking this button. But I'm going to talk about two stocks that came up on today's screen, CHD and PEG. So you might be familiar with these stocks. I don't know, but let's go and take a look at how they worked out in today's stock chart. So I'm going to go to my regular Thinkorswim here. Let me get rid of some of this crap. Let's go look at CHD first. So CHD. Now CHD is Church and Dwight. If you're familiar with them, they make household and personal products. And like I said, this came up on my list today. Let's sort of walk through this chart and see how this works with my screen. So the monthly, the Chiku line just broke above that top there, based back in 2022, somewhere around there, and it broke out above that. The weekly chart is doing just fine, and the daily chart looks like it might be getting ready to break out. So what I would do in this chart is I would put an alert right across the top of these here at around 104, 106, and if it breaks out, I would get an alert. Let me show you how that works. If you go to my website, you'll get a notification if this alert's here. So I'm going to put an alert right here. I'm going to create an alert if it gets above that price. So that's set. So anything above 105.48, it'll remind me that I put this alert. And this might be a good buy if it jumps up across here. You can see that on balance volume is sort of getting flat. I'd like to see some more strength in the ADX. ADX on the daily is 28. It's still very strong, but it's weakening a little bit. So I'm going to put this on my alert list, and I'm just going to wait. I'm going to lurk and see what happens. Let's take a look at the other one here that we talked about, PEG. Now, if you don't know, it's called Public Service Enterprise Group or something like that. And they're one of the largest electrical producers in the United States. And sort of you can just imagine with the electrification activities we've got going on, what this company might do. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So that was an old trend line that I had put on to find out when it broke across there, and it did, but it didn't go anywhere so far. So let me get rid of that line because it might be confusing. I'm going to move that drawing, and let's take a look at where we are on the monthly chart, because I like to watch these, and you can see that it's sort of breaking through this old high that goes back a couple of years. Sorry, I can't draw anything today, can I? It's breaking through that line, and that line also coincides. Let me get a better marker here. I'm going to get this line here. So you can see if I drew a line there, that's above the highs and the monthly highs, which also correspond to these weekly highs. Now that could be a great breakout point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an alert right above those highs. I could create an alert right there. Stop at or above. Yep, I'm gonna, and then I'll get an alert if it breaks out above that price. If it breaks out above that price on volume, then that could be good. Volume's going nuts on the weekly. Let me get my draw here. On the weekly chart, volume's going nuts. It's sort of flat on the daily chart, but sometimes that can jump if it breaks out on volume, and that's what I'd be looking for, especially if I get this alert. We did have a pretty large volume day here, but it didn't drop very much. It did actually drop a little bit, but didn't drop very far. That's very positive because it's almost an update when you think about it. The ADX is at 25. It's a very strong stock. The weekly ADX is just getting stronger and stronger. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for on both those stocks to sort of jump out across those old highs and show it has conviction in going up. Now, let me show you, if you want to find out when those alerts trigger, you can go back to my website. You can go to real-time stock trading alerts, and these alerts are in real time. These come out during the trading day. You can go and look at a couple of these, see if you're interested in those sorts of stocks. These are alerts that have broken above a trend line. Sometimes it's a flat trend line, but more frequently or not, it's a downtrend or an uptrend line. And these are price level alerts. This is where you would find those alerts I just put on at PEG and CHD. So I hope that helps. Hope that's useful. Subscribe if you want to keep notified on videos like this. And we'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.